Hello, welcome to my channel, Desperately Writing Simone. My name is Atira Simone, and I just thought I'd speak to you today about names. Now, when I was a little girl, I did not like my name at all. I just hated my name. I wanted to be Lorraine. I remember I wanted to be Allison. I wanted to be Victoria. I wanted to be all these different, I think Abigail was another one. I wanted to be all these other names, you know? And I used to like, oh, why couldn't I be named something else other than Simone? Because I think, for one, people used to mispronounce my name, and I used to be so aggravated. The name is Simone. They'd say Simone, Simone, or a lot of times, even as an adult, people, instead of saying Simone, they call me Nicole. So I was like, or Simone, or Simon, or sometimes, most of the times, a lot of people, when I tell them my name, depending on where they're from, they write, for my Spanish speaking brothers and sisters, Simone, they always forget the E. They just say Simone. So I wanted to be named anything else other than Simone. So later on, when I found out what my name meant, my hand went up like, that's okay, I will keep my name. So one of my favorite gospel artists that he passed on, rest in peace, his name is Daryl Coley. He's one of my favorites. He did a song called What's in a Name. So when you have time, you check it out. It's Daryl Coley, What's in a Name. I'm going to leave the name and the name of the song on the screen. So Daryl Coley was talking about Jesus, but for me, we know Jesus means, if you don't know, it means the anointed one. And the anointed one, he came to serve his purpose on the land. And you know what his purpose was, to redeem us. So when I found out that my name, Simone, it means heard by the Lord. So I'm thinking, I know I have a purpose, but what is that? What is my purpose? So when I thought about it, I'm like, heard by the Lord. So my purpose, or one of my purposes, I know without a doubt, it's prayer, being prayerful, being an intercessor. And I found that out, yeah, in my early 20s. So I'm thinking, my name's being heard, means heard by the Lord. Am I walking in my purpose? Am I walking in prayer? Am I interceding for my brothers and sisters like I should? Am I interceding for myself? Am I praying for the world? I've seen many times where I'm thinking about something or wondering whether it's through fear or through faith, and God has just shown up. By me just merely thinking about it, He's just showed up in mighty ways. I remember so many times I've had deadlines when I went back to school and I didn't get paid till a certain time, and it was going to be the weekend, and that money order had to be in on a Friday. And by Monday, I got an email saying I've been admitted to the program. And I'm thinking to myself up to this day, how? Because that money order was so late getting in on Friday afternoon. And then by Monday, 9 something a.m., it was like, oh, you've been admitted to the program. And I'm like, how? Because usually this is a process that takes like a month up to 6 weeks. And then there were like 2 weekend days, so that was another miracle. you know. And then there have been other times when God has just like expedited miracles and, solutions to my problem. And I'm thinking, Simone, heard by the Lord. So, story time regarding my name. I was downtown and I was walking, feeling really dejected. I was just feeling really depressed. I was not in the mood. And I was walking with my head hanging down. And in that moment, I didn't realize that I was walking with my head hanging down because something was going on. I don't remember what it is, what it was, but I knew I wasn't feeling that great that day. And I'm walking by Barnes and Noble, but I didn't even realize in the moment because my head was down. So something said to me like, look up. So I looked up and then I realized it was Barnes and Noble. I turned like this and looked, and in the showcase in the window, I saw a book say, What Happened, Miss Simone? I think it What Happened, Miss Simone. And I'm smiling to myself, you know? And I'm like, oh my gosh, in that moment, God took me out of that frame of mind. So I looked in, and I went in because usually I don't go past Barnes and Noble and not go in. So I went in and checked out the book, and it was an autobiography of Nina Simone. But I'm saying that to say in that moment, God took me out of that space by, alerting me with print, to help me out, to get me out of that funk that I was in. So hope my story helps. I need to have more faith. I need to practice more faith like I did before. But, over the years, when life troubles and trials and stuff like that, we tend to like shrink back. And even in that state or that situation, God still wants to hear from us. He's called us by name. He wants to hear from us, whether we're fearful, whether we're distressed, if we have meltdowns, if we have shutdowns, whatever it is, God still wants to hear from us. So that's my little story about my name that I'm loving. I love my name and I get compliments on my name. I've even had people arguing like, her name is French. Some say, well, her name is Hebrew, and stuff like that. But listen, I'm loving my name now. My name it ties in with the gifts that God has given me, that God has placed in my heart. And I'm not going to tell everything that I know that God has for me, that I know about, but that's just one of the stories that I want to share with you. So meet me in the comments. What is your name? What does your name mean? If it has a meaning, because I know we tend to like make up names, and stuff like that, but it's good. So meet me in the comments. Are you living up to your name? Are you a reflection of your name? If it has a meaning. Okay? And what does your name mean? Does it line up with your godly assignments? Okay? All right. So until next time, sincerely, desperately writing Simone. Have a good day. Bye.